Thanks for watching County Report This Week. I'm Susan Kennedy. We start this time with the increasing number of deadly traffic accidents involving pedestrians. Our Elisa Parenti starts our coverage. Elisa, the county has been doing more for walkers to keep them safe.
Susan, the county has taken steps to try to improve the situation. They've narrowed lanes of traffic to try to slow drivers down. They've improved the signals for pedestrians and ramped up the crosswalks. But still they're finding that pedestrians aren't always paying attention. Many times drivers are simply going too fast. And the bottom line, these deadly accidents continue to happen. In Aspen Hill, a mother pushing her 16-month-old daughter in a stroller attempted to walk against the light, trying to cross the northbound lanes of Georgia Avenue. A Ford Explorer hit the stroller, seriously injuring the little girl.
There's a high traffic here, obviously, so you do have to be careful. I don't think I've ever had anybody run right out in front of me directly, but I've seen it happen, and I certainly, I could see where these kind of accidents could happen.
Less than 48 hours later, another pedestrian accident happened in Rockville, on northbound Rockville Pike at Marianelli Road. Two 26-year-old men died after being hit by an Acura. Police officers say these kinds of accidents can be avoided, but the behavior of both drivers and walkers has to change.
Pay attention to the traffic lights and the signals. They're there for a reason. And I would also say something to the drivers to always yield to pedestrians. Don't be in such a hurry.
Those on foot are encouraged to put away the headphones and avoid texting or talking on the cell phone while crossing busy streets.
It's not easy, because when someone calls you, you just pick up the phone, so you don't really pay attention.
But making those changes could make a life or death difference down the road. I'm Elisa Parenti for County Report This Week.
Thanks, Elisa. We're now joined by Captain Paul Starks of the Montgomery County Police to discuss pedestrian safety in light of these recent events. Captain, we live in such a distracted society today. What should pedestrians be aware of?
Susan, that's one of the factors that come into play in these pedestrian collisions. The two most common errors that pedestrians are making are they're crossing in the middle of the block or not in an intersection. And then when they are crossing at an intersection, they're not obeying the pedestrian indicators, telling them when to walk or when to remain on the corner. The distraction comes into play when folks are on their cell phones, they're listening to the iPods, or they're just having a conversation with one or more friends as they begin to cross the street. Pedestrians have got to realize when they're in the street, they're in the danger zone. They've got to be aware of everything around them. They should be concentrating just on getting across the street and continuing those other activities when they're safely on the other side.
So what I'm hearing is that pedestrians really need to take a proactive role in their own safety. And we do have the time change coming up here soon where it's going to be getting dark earlier. People really do need to pay attention.
That's right. In just a few weeks, we lose an hour of daylight in just one day. And folks will also be wearing darker clothing as the weather changes. Everybody has a role here. Drivers have a role. Pedestrians have a role in their own safety as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain Paul Starks, Montgomery County Police. If you would like more pedestrian safety tips, you can visit the county's website, montgomerycountymd.gov/walk. Protecting residents who live in multifamily or rental housing who are experiencing an increase in crime is the focus of work that is underway in the Council's Public Safety and Fed committees. This after a recent survey conducted for the Tenants Work Group found that more than 30% of 600 respondents felt unsafe on properties or in their buildings.
We're always concerned when we hear from communities that a lot of people in the community feel unsafe. And the survey that was done by tenants, filled out by tenants, showed that in some communities, a number of tenants feel like their building's unsafe or the parking lot is unsafe. And so we want to, one, connect those communities with the police department and make sure that they're working closely together, make sure that basic safety practices are being employed in the buildings and parking lots.
Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett is responding to concerns about Petco's response and overall performance during several weather emergencies. He is creating a work group made up of residents. Heavy weather last winter was followed by a volatile summer. In July and August, severe storms brought down power lines and left customers without service for days. Those serving on the PEPCO work group will identify why the outages occur so frequently and recommend ways to fix the problems. The group will look at PEPCO's preventative maintenance and tree trimming programs and other challenges. A final report from the group should come in 3 to 6 months. Getting your family protected from the flu should be easier this year. The county is offering free vaccinations for those who sign up for an appointment. This year's flu vaccine includes protection against the H1N1 virus as well as the regular strains of influenza, so you will only need one vaccine. For those over the age of 18, shots will be provided. Children who are 2 years old and up will get the flu mist or nasal vaccine.
The seasonal flu campaign got underway with the beginning of October. It's readily available in the private pharmacies, and the public sector will be sponsoring flu clinics during this month through to December. So now is the time. We recommend anyone who is over 6 months of age to get a flu shot this year.
For more information about the flu and to make an online appointment, go to montgomerycountymd.gov/flu. You can also call 311 to make an appointment. Coming up on County Report this week, a trip back in time as we celebrate a half-century of service provided by the Montgomery Air Park. And the Board of Elections has a special request of you. Find out if you can take on a bigger role in the November balloting.
November 2nd is Election Day. Are you going out of town? Do you have to work? Are you a person who doesn't like waiting in lines? Or do you have more important things to do? Then vote early. You can cast your ballot from Friday, October 22nd to Thursday, October 28th, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at these locations.
On November 1st, 1864, the state of Maryland outlawed the practice of slavery. During the Maryland Emancipation Day celebration from November 5th to November 7th, tours will take place at the Josiah Henson site, the Underground Railroad Trail, the Sandy Springs Slave Museum, and other sites.
I'm Kelly Holzendoff, host of The Park Show. The Park Show takes you over the top, under the ground, up in the sky, down to the lake, inside the halls, outside the envelope, around the corner, behind the scenes, and throughout the Montgomery County Department of Parks. With more than 34,000 acres to explore, there's plenty to discover. We leave no stone unturned. You can find The Park Show at the following dates and times. Won't you tune in?
Thanks for joining us on County Report this week. It was a day of celebration at the Montgomery Air Park as residents and officials gathered to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the airport. Hundreds were on hand for the fete that paid special tribute to the safe and reliable service the air park has provided for the last half-century.
This has served many, many important purposes. It's excellent for the Montgomery County economy. It provides a great recreational resource. Most of the flights here are actually recreational, but about 30% are commercial. And it also serves as a place where the Angel Flight organization helps fly people out of here to hospitals across the country where they can get specialized care.
It's what I call sort of a hidden jewel that many people don't know that it's here. But it's been such a good part of economic development for the county. It's an opportunity for the novice to come and learn how to fly, but it also is helpful to our businesses, and it fits very well within the community here.
For a longer look at the air park's history and this 50th anniversary celebration, tune in to the November edition of Paths to the Present right here on CCM. Montgomery County's Board of Elections is looking for people willing to serve as election judges next month. Those who are registered to vote in the state of Maryland can take part, working in polling places across the county for the governor's election on November 2nd. In particular, officials are looking for voters registered as either Republican or unaffiliated, and those voters bilingual in Spanish. All of the Democratic slots have been filled. To get more information, go to 777vote.org. After a tough summer of water main breaks, the city of Rockville's water system has been undergoing some serious repairs. Now Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer tells us that it's all systems go for the city's water being back in business. Bridget?
That's right, Susan. In Rockville, there are about 13,000 customers who use Rockville water, with the remaining on WSSC water. And since July, the city has been buying WSSC water in order to inspect and repair broken water pipe. Well, now, Rockville's water is back online.
We're back in service. We're back on our water, and a 3-month project is now coming near a close.
That's the latest from Rockville's Director of Public Works, Craig Simino, who has been working nonstop with his crew on the city's water system.
The water treatment plant is back online now, and our main line, a main 24-inch line, is back in service, which means we're no longer buying water from WSSC.
After Rockville endured back-to-back water main breaks over the summer, the city switched over to WSSC water in order to make repairs to the main transmission line. Contractor Pure Technologies deployed a robot with a camera to sense any potential issues in the line with electromagnetic technology. So what did that robot find?
We have an aging pipe, and that we have now inspected it, so the general feeling now is with only 2 bad sections that the pipe is in pretty good shape.
The city also installed a new hydraulic surge suppression tank to reduce the negative impacts from power hits, which should help to reduce stress on the system. And how does Simino feel about the integrity of the city system as we look ahead to the winter months?
Winter is a normal time of stress on the water infrastructure. We normally see a lot of water breaks during that period of time, and that's because you get a lot of freezing and thawing of the ground, and with the pipe in the ground, it puts the pipe under stress. So it's our normal time of the year when we get water breaks, and very slowly we're improving our infrastructure. We have a 20-year program to improve our water line that the Mayor and Council approved a few years ago, and we're into that. So very slowly we're improving that infrastructure, and we should see very slowly a little bit of improvement in our water breaks.
For County Report this week, I'm Bridget Breuer.
Montgomery County Public Schools now has the highest graduation rate in its history. Leslie Maxwell of MCPS brings us this story.
The graduation rate in MCPS rose to 90% in 2010, an increase of more than 2.5 percentage points over last year. African American students produced the greatest gains in the district, and 24 of MCPS's 25 high schools increased their graduation rates. One of the biggest improvements was at Wheaton High School, where the graduation rate jumped more than 5 percentage points over the previous year. Principal Kevin Lowndes credits a focused, school-wide strategy.
Some of the strategies that we put in place were support classes during the day. We made sure that students were taking advantage of the after-school supports. We have a homework center, and we were inviting students to go. We have a lunchtime support where we have one lunch, and teachers were very strategic in how they targeted students to come to their lunchtime support.
Another key tactic is motivating students to stay eligible for sports and other extracurricular activities.
Students that are involved with their school outside of the academics, that are involved with sports and clubs, are more apt to feel connected to the school, and therefore would be happier to come to school and do well in school.
Because you want to win, right?
Wheaton is a high-poverty school where Lowndes and his staff don't allow a student's race or socioeconomic status to get in the way of college readiness. Teachers and counselors get to students early to remind them they need to stay on a path to graduation from the moment they sit in a high school classroom.
Here at Wheaton High School is that we're having these meetings beginning in the 9th grade for students so they are aware of the high school graduation requirements, and also continue these conversations all the way up through graduation.
Ready to graduate because of a school culture that focuses on getting every student across the graduation stage as soon as they enter the building.
The graduation class of 2010 also posted the highest average SAT score for the county. Scores were more than 100 points above the national average. Still ahead on County Report this week, health officials make the case to allow schools to grow vegetable gardens. Also to come, we head out to the Humane Society for a visit with your Pet of the Week. Stay with us.
we can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
I'm a mommy. I love kids. I'm responsible, loving, nurturing.
Mama's coming, baby!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
The Montgomery County Commission on Health is encouraging MCPS to change its policy as it relates to school vegetable gardens. The schools had discouraged planting gardens on grounds because of pests and maintenance concerns.
The Commission really is interested in the health status of the community, and our Prevention and Wellness Committee, which was one of our priorities, focused on childhood obesity and exercise. We weren't able to do very much on exercise, but we found that when the Victory Gardens and other garden groups got interested in the sustainable vegetable gardens, especially on school property, this was a great opportunity for the Commission on Health to get involved in making impact on the community in terms of wellness. It's wonderful, in our opinion, if there could be curriculum development around this, supervision, and teach children how to have a greener life and a greener America.
Montgomery College goes green with LEED certification courses, and the new Rockville Science Building gets some green additions. Our friends at Montgomery College bring us the story.
Montgomery College now offers classes in LEED certification. Program Director Karen Ambrose explains.
They are courses that are approved by the USGBC, the United States Green Building Council, and they're geared towards people who wish to take the Green Associate program and the exam, and we are offering 3 continuing education courses for those people who already have their LEED AP or LEED Associate, architects, engineers, and so forth. We have courses that are each 3 hours. They're offered at various college locations. Everything is going green now. The college has a new green building that's coming out. Everybody's looking to cut down on those carbon footprints and reduce and recycle and reuse, and so the college is planning on taking major steps towards that area, and there has been a big demand for that.
The Rockville Science Center construction continues with the addition of the green or living roof. The primary purpose of this system is to absorb rainwater, which would normally run off the building, and to reduce the amount of heat that the building will absorb. The photovoltaic solar panels were also installed. When fully integrated, these panels will provide roughly 1% of the building's power.
In this week's Transportation Update, we learn about some timely pedestrian safety improvements that have been made to Grubb Road.
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update for Montgomery County. We recently completed a series of pedestrian safety improvements along Grubb Road, north of East-West Highway and near Rock Creek Forest Elementary School. Across from the school is the Rock Creek Shopping Center, a popular destination for students and residents. MCDOT worked with school parents and neighborhood residents to develop the enhanced safety measures. DOT installed a concrete refuge island, an area between lanes of traffic where pedestrians may safely wait. Such islands not only help calm traffic but reduce the crossing distance for pedestrians by narrowing the travel lanes. Staff also installed a marked crosswalk, signs, lane markings, and raised pavement markers. The cost for this project was $15,000. An analysis of traffic on Grubb Road before the project found a high volume of vehicles using the road, with 38% traveling 5 or more miles per hour over the posted speed limit. A reevaluation will be done this fall. For more information, visit our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/MCDOT. We're working to keep you moving safely.
Now we're going to head over to the Humane Society for our Pet of the Week.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope at the Montgomery County Humane Society with your Pet of the Week.
And I have here a lovely kitty named Rosewood. Rosewood's about 4 or 5 years old. She was given up by her owner. I don't know why, because she's actually a very nice cat. And she actually has a sister. Rosewood comes with Redwood, who's in the cage right over there. The two of them get along very well, and they would love to be adopted together, but you can adopt it singly. And I've just met her, and she's sitting in my lap now just purring away. She's just being a wonderful kitty. And she's just a nice cat that doesn't really like to be carried too much, but she does like to sit on laps. She likes to be held, and as you can see, she loves having her ears scratched. She's just a nice spayed female, as her sister is. So come on down and see them at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And I want you to know that we're having a free cat seminar on Tuesday, October 19th, at the Rockville Public Library. It's called Everything You've Always Wanted to Know About Cats, but We're Afraid to Ask, or Everything Else You've Always Wanted to Know About Cats. And it's being hosted by Dr. Dale Rubenstein. Dr. Rubenstein's opened up the first all-feline vet clinic here or vet hospital, I should say, here in Montgomery County. She's an expert in pet health and pet behavior, especially cat health and cat behavior. And come on down and see the cats here at the Humane Society, and come to the seminar at the Rockville Public Library. You can get more information about both at mchumane.org or call us at 240-773-5967. What a nice cat. Look at you.
Thanks, Kathy. Coming up, a lesson in fall bulb planting and honoring members of the community for their contribution to greener living for future generations. Keep it here on County Report This Week.
Laura says we should start worrying about drinking at these things.
You're only 12.
I know. I'm just glad you know better, sweetheart.
You're too smart for that, right, honey?
Real kids are curious about alcohol. 40% tried by the 8th grade. Talk early, talk often, get others involved.
When you think of our national forests, you think of the wonders of nature, wood for our homes, or scenic beauty. You may not think of the water you drink, but our forests help replenish our rivers and streams during dry times and keep our lakes and reservoirs clean. But those forests are being devastated by disease and fire. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests. Visit arborday.org. See how together we can plant our future.
Hello, I'm Mike Bruin, and I'm here on the set for What's Brewing in Montgomery County. And we just want to invite you to join us as we have conversations with department heads, agency directors, police and fire chiefs, and many more. We'll be topical issues on things that are important here in Montgomery County, and yes, in a nice setting with coffee involved. So join us, grab a cup, settle back for 30 minutes each week, and find out what's brewing right here in Montgomery County.
Hey, Speedy, are gas prices getting to you? Drive the posted speed and improve mileage by 15% or more. It's like saving over 50 cents a gallon. Better mileage also means less emissions and smog. Now that's a green idea.
Welcome back to County Report. It is officially fall, and that means it's time to plant bulbs. Phil Normandy from Brookside Gardens shows us how to identify those bulbs before we put them in the ground.
Hi, I'm Phil Normandy, Plant Collections Manager here at Brookside Gardens in Wheaton. Fall for Brookside does not mean pumpkins. For us, it means bulbs, thousands of them. And here we have 3 types to talk to you about. The three of the most commonly sold types that you are probably familiar with in your own home garden. Probably number 1 seller is tulips. Tulips are these wonderful pointy shaped things that look a lot like a Hershey's Kiss without the wrap. Then we have daffodils. These look a little bit like an onion. And finally, hyacinths, everybody's fragrant favorite. You'll notice that each one of these looks very, very different. And how do you tell which end is correct when you're planting? First of all, the pointy side is always up. Daffodils and hyacinths are deer resistant, very deer resistant. Tulips are not. So if you're living in deer country, tulips may not be something that you're going to want to deal with unless you have a lot of mesh. But tulips and daffodils and hyacinths are the mainstay of the spring display. And you can see plenty of them here next spring at Brookside Gardens.
Thanks, Phil. Thousands of people across the county will be heading out to spruce up their neighborhoods and much more on Community Service Day. Mark your calendar. The weekend of October 23rd and 24th is your chance to make a difference. County Executive Ike Leggett and County Council members will again be participating. For more information, go to the county's website and click on Volunteer. That's montgomerycountymd.gov. See if there's an activity that would be a good match for your family or plan your own community service event. An event was recently held to pay tribute to local green champions. Susan Starks from Access Montgomery was there, and she has the story.
Evening of inspiration, celebration, and community recognition of several local green champions.
The gala was a collaboration between us and Bethesda Magazine, and we decided there's so many good activities taking place in the community, we need to recognize them. And we went out and had a competition. We ended up with 130 nominations, which was beyond what any of us imagined. And we put them in 7 different categories, which included businesses, nonprofits, individuals. We have them as broad-ranging as Marriott International and a 13-year-old student at a school who are doing really interesting programs.
It's an honor to be recognized tonight. The other organizations were all smaller than we were, even a couple of individuals, and so it's not easy for a big organization to get on board when it comes to sustainability, but we're proud of the efforts of each and every individual with a Marriott Corporation who've embraced this idea. We feel it's a part of our social fabric. We're here to serve our communities and our customers and the environment, so we're very proud.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, when I win an award like this, I have mixed emotions because I wish that what we did was commonplace, and so it's a little discouraging that what we do is so unusual that we get an award for it. I wish that it was just what sort of everybody did. I wish it was average.
You know, we've done a lot, including we've done volunteer energy audits by our Youth Climate Corps. The town also pays for residents to have energy audits and then puts money towards the improvements recommended by those in individual homes. We've sponsored events like Bike Day to encourage people to use bikes instead of transportation in their own cars. Lots of stormwater management, which interestingly is really needed in the town, not just for the environment, but so that people don't inadvertently flood their neighbors when they build their own homes. So it's really actually helped promote neighborhood peace as well as been good for the environment.
It has been tremendous because what we see now is a clear demonstration of how you can take ideas, creativity, and implement it in the everyday lives of people and in businesses. They've done a wonderful job of doing that. Our challenge for the future, of course, is to make certain that what we've experienced in Bethesda, that we can translate and ensure that we implement the rest of Montgomery County. And I'm looking that we will do that.
For more information about the gala or about the award winners, go to BethesdaGreen.org. That does it for County Report this week. Join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.
The exhibit, Continuum Mother and Son Artists and Authors, on display through November 12th at MC's Cultural Arts Center on the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. The exhibition features 4 collaborative book projects accompanied by displays of original artwork. The MC Student Construction Association won 2 awards at the Can-Struck event sponsored by the Washington Architectural Foundation. The MC students, working with the Associated Builders and Contractors of Metro Washington, designed to build a replica of the Guggenheim Museum made entirely of canned foods. The food will now be donated to the Capital Area Food Bank. 2 MC athletic teams are currently ranked in the top 10 in the NJCAA national polls. The women's soccer team is undefeated and ranked number 1, while the women's volleyball team is ranked number 10. Come on out and watch these exciting teams in action.